These pretzels are making me thirsty. Hello there, everyone. Spokane Steve here. It's time for another game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. Hope everyone's doing well. Hello, Kelly. Hi, Franklin. You are on time, yes. Today we're going to wrap up May the 28th with Boston at Washington. Senators come in on a 6-game winning streak. They've pulled to 500, 19-19. Boston struggling a bit at 15-23. Whoops, these guys are backwards. Hang on a second. Jim Lonborg, the right-hander for Boston. Jim Hannon, the righty for Washington. Let's flip him over here. And I'll give you their stats. Hello, Michael. Welcome. Lonborg's worked a lot out of relief this year, I know that. He's been out of the bullpen 10 times, 2 starts, 1-2 with a save and a 3.46 ERA. Hannon, although he has no decision yet, 4 relief appearances, 1 start, and a 2.79 ERA, just 9 2/3 inning. He's given up 16 hits in those 9 2/3 inning, but only allowed 3 earned runs. He's also walked 6, so yeah, what is that? 22 base runners in 9 2/3 inning, yet he's managed to escape with a 2.79 ERA so far. And you guys know as well as I do that cannot continue. He either has to pitch better or the odds are going to catch up to him. Cold in Spokane today on a Tuesday, although the sun is out, which is nice. I actually don't mind it if it's cold and the sun is shining. It's that gloom that gets me down. Okay, let's go over the Red Sox lineup. We'll get started here. It'll be Rico Petrocelli leading off at shortstop. Jim Gosker is in center field. Carl Yastrzemski in left field in his customary 3 spot in the lineup. George Scott at first base. Tony Conigliaro in right field. Dalton Jones back in the lineup at second base. Joe Foy is at third. Mike Ryan behind the plate. And Jim Lonborg pitching. Washington defensively will have Jim French doing the catching. The infield, Nen, Blasingame, Brinkman, and Savarin. And the outfield, Howard, Valentine, and King. On paper, it looks like it would be, Franklin. We'll see how it plays out. And hello to Perry. Yeah, you did, Perry. Right on time. I didn't do much lately. Last night watching some YouTube. Watching a lot of Rick Beato interviews. How many people are familiar with Rick Beato or his channel? He actually has 2 channels. Very interesting music-themed programs. This morning I listened to some music, downloaded some music. If you're into symphonic prog at all, there's a band called, what are they called? Well, now I've opened the can of worms, so I'm going to have to look it up. All right, bear with me. We'll get underway shortly. Echolyn, or Echolyn, Echolyn. The album is Me or My, M-E-I. And back to the game. Okay, Jim Hannon's ready. Rico Petrocelli will start us off. Hello, Thomas. Perry knows Beato. All right, cool. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? Rico Petrocelli hitting .253, 3 homers, 14 RBIs to start it off. Handing the right-hander into the windup, and here we go. It's a 2-9 right-handed, and he walks him. A leadoff walk to Petrocelli. Let's check the battery now. Hannon with a +2 hold. French a +2 arm behind the plate, so that's a +4. Petrocelli, however, with a 3/12. Is it worth it? I say it isn't. You have almost as much chance of being picked off as achieving the lead. So Gosker will hit away. Gosker hitting just .191 so far, 13 for 68. He does have 1 home run, left-handed hitter. Hannon working from the stretch now. It's a 4-5 grounder to shortstop X. That could be 2. That's Brinkman. Steady Eddie, a 2E29. Here's the play. On a 14, he's there, and he only can get 1. A little slow roller. He had to charge it. His only play was to Nen. And on the play, Petrocelli will take second. And here's Carl Yastrzemski now. Yaz hitting .256, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. A little bit of a slow start for Yaz, although it wasn't one of his greatest years. .278, 16 home runs, 368 on base, 431 slugging. Still pretty good, better than his replay numbers so far. Hannon's pitch to Yaz is a 1-8 right-handed. It's a single, 2 stars, and that will drive in Petrocelli, and the Sox jump on top. RBI single for Yaz. Petrocelli scores. And now we have Yaz on first, a star 15, +4, 19. He'll be held at 17. He has that big caught stealing number. We're going to give Scott a chance to swing away. Howdy there, Jeremy, and hello to Ben. George Scott at .247, team leading 9 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Hannon from the stretch on a 6-7 base hit into right field. That's an open single. Yastrzemski rounding, 14-16, king of 0. They're going to send Yastrzemski. The Senators will cut it off and hold Scott to first. Runners at the corners. 1 down. Here's Tony Conigliaro hitting .257, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. Infield at double play depth as Hannon comes set from the stretch. 3-6 right-handed. That is a hard hit ball over the third base bag and into the corner. Here comes Yastrzemski to score. Gets away from Howard. They're waving Scott in. He is going to score. Conigliaro into third with a triple. Let's take another look at it. 3-6 right-handed triple to 6. He threw the 1. And Boston jumps out to a 3-0 lead. Looks like Franklin's right on the money today. Here's Dalton Jones now, already trailing by 3. Washington will bring the infield in for Jones. Jones enters the game, hitting .259. Just 1 home run, just 1 RBI. So he had a solo home run. That's his only RBI of the season. Hannon, with the infield in, comes in there with a 5-8, and that's going to be an RBI single into right field, and it's 4-0. And the Red Sox jumping all over Jim Hannon in the first inning. You could almost see that one coming, couldn't you? Here's Foy now. Foy, the leading hitter on the club at .283. 6 homers, a dozen RBIs. And French going out to the mound now. 4 hits and a walk already off of Hannon here in the first. Hannon nodding, French hands in the ball. Now back behind the plate. Ready to work to Foy from the stretch. On a 2-12 liner to short, throws back to first, and they've got him. It's a Lomax. And that'll end the inning, but not before Boston puts 4 on the board. On 4 hits, nobody left on. And after half an inning, it's Boston 4, Washington coming to bat. It did, Perry. Yeah, in fact, lately we've had a lot of blowouts. As Lonborg gets set to work, let's go over the Washington lineup. That's going to be Don Blasingame leading off at second base. Fred Valentine is in center. Bob Savarin down at third base. Frank Howard in left in his familiar cleanup spot. Jim King is in right. Dick Nann at first base. Jim French, a computer-only card, will do the catching, left-handed hitting catcher. Eddie Brinkman at short hits 8th. And Hannon, the pitcher, in the 9 spot. French's slightly oversized card, sure to give me grief. The Red Sox defensively have Ryan catching, Scott Jones, Petrocelli, and Foy around the infield. Yastrzemski, Gosker, and Canigliaro left to right in the outfield. And here's Blasingame to start it off. Just 14 for 66, a 212 average, does not have a home run. Lonborg into the windup. That's a 4-8 left-handed, and that's a base hit into right field. And Blasingame starts off with a hit. Let's take a look at the Boston battery now. Lonborg a good hold, -2. Ryan a 0. That would make Blasingame an 11. He's not a star stealer. I would say so, Franklin. Yes, indeed. Here's Fred Valentine now, the leading hitter on the team at 304. 6 homers, 15 RBIs. Switch hitter hitting left-handed against Lonborg. I could make a new one, Mike. The stretch almost did the day. 2-4 is a high fly ball into the right field corner. Off the wall, bouncing away from Canigliaro. Blasingame rounding second, headed for third. They're going to wave him in. Valentine headed for third. And he's in there with an RBI triple. So Washington wastes no time in answering back. Let's take another look at the play. Homer to 5. He rolled the 7. Second triple of the game. And here's Savarin now. Boston, leading 4-1, will play back early in the game. Savarin comes in at 294, 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. He's tried to trim a couple, hasn't he? Savarin, a switch hitter, will bat lefty against Lonborg. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 3-9 right-hander, a ground ball to first base. I think he's going to hold on that. Let me double check it. And he holds. So a grounder to Scott, looks the runner back and takes it to the bag. And with 1 away, the batter will be Frank Howard. Howard at 296, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. Lonborg checks the runner. Now the pitch to Howard on a 5-9 right-handed. It's a high fly ball to deep left field. Back goes Yastrzemski. It's off the wall. That's going to drive in Valentine, and Howard lumbers into second with a stand-up double. Whoops, nope, that's in the wrong place. Bear with me. RBI double for Howard. It's 4-2. We're already threatening the over. With Howard on second and 1 away, the batter will be Jim King. King hitting 240. Leads the club in home runs with 8. and has 20 RBIs. Left-handed hitting outfielder standing in. Lonborg into the windup. Pitch to King on a 6-8 as a fly ball into left field. That's going to be a can of corn for Yastrzemski, who puts it away for out number 2. That's going to bring up Dick Nen. Nen hitting just .209. He does have a pair of home runs, 11 RBIs. Howard takes the lead. Lonborg to the plate. It's a 3-3, pops him up. First base side, Scott will take it, and that'll do it. So 2 for the Senators on 3 hits. They leave 1. Busy first inning. We've played 1. It is Red Sox 4, Senators 2. And let's keep an eye on Hannon now. Can he settle down? If not, it's going to be a short day for Jim Hannon. Hannon rated just 5 for starter endurance anyway. And the catcher, Mike Ryan, will lead things off for the Red Sox. Ryan, not much of an offensive threat, comes in at just 171. He does not have a home run. Hannon into the windup on a 2-8. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Home plate umpire Marty Springstead rings him up. And the batter will be Lonborg, a right-handed batter. Hannon's pitch to Lonborg, a 5-11, and Lonborg squeaks one through the hole into left field for a base hit. Ground ball into the hole. And Lonborg has himself a single. That's going to get him stirring around already in the Washington pen. Righty Bob Humphreys begins to throw. Hannon's certainly not fooling anyone so far. Anyone but Ryan, that is. Runner on first, 1 away, and the batter will be Rico Petrocelli. He walked his first time up. Hannon working out of the stretch. 6'4", right-handed to fly to center field X. That's Valentine. Tough chance for Valentine. A 4-E8. Here's the result of the play. On a 9, it's going to be the error rating. The roll is a 7, and on an E8 on a 7, he makes a nice running catch for the out. So good play, Valentine. And here's Gosker. Hannon a check of the runner. Now comes in there with a 5-4 grounder to third base X. That's Saverin down there. Saverin, 4-18. And it's going to be on a 15. He cannot get it. That's going to be off of his glove, infield single. He was able to knock it down and keep it on the infield. Lonborg will advance only as far as second base. Sixth hit already against Hannon, and the batter is Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski drove in a run with a base hit in the first. Hannon checks the runners. Pitch to Yaz on a 3-7, fly ball to straightaway center. Valentine is there, and Hannon gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, a pair left. And greetings to Jeremiah. On the wagon? Just until Friday. That's fair. Because we all know what Friday is, don't we, Jeremiah? Hell, you named it. Let me Uh-oh, too much. Try to even this out a little bit. There we go. I don't know why that still looks... Sorry. Everything that should be in the picture is in the picture. I'm being overly fussy with it. Here's French to lead it off in the bottom of the second. Computer-only card. French just 2 for 14 so far with a pair of walks. Does not have a home run or an RBI. Lonborg, the windup and the pitch, is a 5-4 lefty. Fly ball to center field X. That's Gosker. Gosker, a 3-E3. Going back on the ball, still going back, and makes a fine running catch on the 7. So nice play by Gosker to retire French. And here's Eddie Brinkman. Brinkman at 264, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Lonborg gets the sign. 3-3 righty is a fly ball to left field. That's going to be an easy play for Yastrzemski, who hauls it in 2 away. And here's the pitcher, Hannon. Lonborg's pitch to the right-hander is a 6-6 grounder down to third base. Foy has it, throws across in time, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Lonborg. So Lonborg appears to settle down in the second. Jury's still out on Hannon. After 2 innings, 4-2 Red Sox. Hannon to face George Scott to lead off the third. Scott singled his first time up. Hannon into the windup. The pitch to Scott is a 1-6, and he loses him, ball 4. A leadoff walk to Scott. Gil Hodges trying to be patient with Hannon. A game in May. He does not really want to get into his bullpen this soon. And here's Conigliaro. Conigliaro, of course, tripled his first time up, driving in a pair, and then came around to score himself. Hannon battling himself as much as the Boston lineup at this point. Comes set from the stretch. 6-8 righty is a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Blasingame. Blasingame of 4E14. Here's the play on a 9. It's going to be the E rating. On an E14, the roll is a 9, and he's got it. Shovels it to Brinkman for 1. Back to Nen for the double play. How about that? Four, 6, 3X, 2 down, nobody on, and here's Dalton Jones. The pitch from Hannon on a 110. That's a double to 5, but that's going to hold up in right field for King, who glides over just short of the line and grabs it to retire the side. So on a 110 double to 5, he throws the 12. And the side is retired. That's darn good, Perry, especially for 1968, right? I mean, The 8 hitting pitcher, of course, remains the same year to year, but in a lower offensive environment, it gains even relatively more clout. Okay, bottom of the third, top of the order for the Senators. Blasingame will start it off. He singled his first time up. Lonborg gets the sign. The pitch to Blasingame on a 2-11. It's a foul ball back of the plate. Ryan back, drops the mask, and puts it away. Here's Valentine now. Tripled his first time up. Lonborg into the windup. It's a 6-7 left-handed. Grounder to second base X. That's Jones. 4E34. Ranges behind the bag. On the 6, he's not going to get it. That's into center field for a single. Valentine 2 for 2, and with good speed on the bases. Let's take a look at that. Star 17, minus 215. He'll be held at 13. If he was a tying run, I'd think about it, but they trail by 2. And the batter will be Bob Saffer and Big Frank Howard on deck. Lonborg from the stretch now. Pitch to Severin's a 5-8. It's a grounder to second. Jones has it, shovels it to Petrocelli, steps on the bag, and fires it to Scott for the double play. And that's going to do it for Washington in the third. No runs a hit, no one left on. All the scoring in the first inning so far. Bottom third of the order due for the Red Sox. Foy, Ryan, and Lonborg. Hannon, despite an awful first inning, getting a little better with each inning. He's managed to hang in there. Foy 0 for 1, standing in from the right side. Here's Hannon's pitch. 4-4 right-handed is a grounder to shortstop X. That's Brinkman. 2E29, Eddie into the hole. On a 2, he's not going to get it. That's into left field for a single. Tough play for anyone. That'll bring up the catcher, Mike Ryan. Mike struck out his first time against Hannon. Hannon gets his sign. From the stretch, the pitch to Ryan is a 2-11, a grounder to short, hard hit ball right to shortstop. Brinkman to Blasingame to Nen, double play. So in back-to-back innings, Hannon's been bailed out by a double play. Here's Lonborg now. Hannon's pitch on a 6-11 ground ball down to third base. Savarin has it, throws across, and that's the inning. No runs a hit, nobody left. Yes, indeed, Franklin. Look, what looked like it was going to be a full-on slugfest there in the first has calmed down considerably. And as we go to the bottom of the fourth, Frank Howard will start it off for the Senators. Howard with a double in the first. Lonborg studying the signs. Here's the pitch now to Howard. It's a 1-10 right-handed. He bangs a base hit into center field. Frank Howard's 2 for 2. No threat to run, of course. Kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? And the batter will be King. King flew to left his first time up. Lonborg eschews the stretch. He goes into the full windup, and here's the pitch to King on a 4-5. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. First strikeout of the game. Exactly, Perry. I don't think you're alone. Here's Dick Nen now 0 for 1. Lonborg out of the stretch. 4-3 left-handed is a grounder to the pitcher X. Lonborg a 3E16. Here's the result of that play. On an 18, he's got it. His only play is to first, and the runner will advance to second. So that's going to be 1-3X. Howard to second. Howard must have got a good jump on that. That makes sense. 2 down, runner in scoring position, and the batter will be French. And if you can read this card, you can see there's not a whole lot there, mostly walks. Lonborg's pitch to French on a 6-11, and he bangs a base hit into left field. Howard rounding. 8 with 2 outs, 10. Yastrzemski -3, 7. I don't think so. Station to station for Howard. It will be up to Eddie Brinkman. For Jim French, just his 3rd hit of the season. Lonborg studies the runners, gets his sign. The pitch to Brinkman on a 4-7. He loses him, and the bases are loaded. A 2-out walk to Brinkman loads him up. Still too early for a pinch hitter. The Senators have the bases loaded. Unfortunately for them, the pitcher at bat. Lonborg's pitch on a 3-7. Ground ball to second base. Jones flips to Scott, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits. The Senators waste a huge opportunity here. Leave the bases full. If you missed the start of the game, Senators come in riding a 6-game winning streak. That's in jeopardy here. And Boston will send up the top of the order as we move along to the 5th. Rico Petrocelli 0 for 1 with a walk. Hannon gets the sign. This is the first inning of potential fatigue for Hannon. The pitch is a 2-6 high fly ball to deep left field. Back, and gone. Home run, Rico Petrocelli. (2-6-2-11). He rolled the 3, and for Rico, his 4th home run of the season. That makes the score 5-2. Gosker will be the hitter now, 1 for 2. Hannon's pitch on a 5-8. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Wow, now I'm feeling like I should have pinch hit for him. Hard to do it in the 4th inning, though. Gosker, 13 plus 4 batteries, 17. Not a star stealer, but they're going to hold him at 15. Yaz will swing away with nobody out. 5-7, he walks him, and that fatigues Hannon. That's going to be it. guess it was just a matter of time for Hannon. He lasts just 4+ today. He surrendered 9 hits, walked 3, struck out just 1. Coming on to pitch, Bob Humphreys. Good stuff, Jeremiah. Marty Martinez is kind of sticking out there like a sore thumb. Humphreys has been spectacular so far with a microscopic 0.92 ERA. He has no record, just 1 save. First and second, nobody out. Here's Scott. Humphreys ready to go to work now. The pitch to Scott on a 110, and he hits him. Holy crap. So Humphreys comes in and hits the first batter he faces. That's going to load the bases. And now the Senators are in a world of hurt as Tony Conigliaro comes to bat. Dalton Jones on deck. Tony C. tripled in the first, bounced into a double play in the third. Infield back. Humphreys into the windup on a 2-5, single to 5. That liner is speared at third by Bob Savarin. Runners will hold. Savarin tried to go to the bag. Gosker back in time. Here's Dalton Jones now. Humphreys checks the runners. Pitch to Jones on a 3-9. It's a ground ball to second base, wide of second. Blasingame to his left. His only play is to first, and everybody's going to move up 1. That'll get another run in as Gosker crosses the plate to make it 6-2. Softly hit to the left of Blasingame. No chance for the double play on that one. And here's Foy. Second and third, 2 down. Humphreys pitched to Foy on a 5-6. That's going to be a base hit, 2 stars. That's going to score 2, and the Red Sox blow it open. 2 RBIs for Foy. Yastrzemski scores. Right behind him is Scott to score. Give 2 ribeye steaks to Foy. And it is an 8-2 game. Here's the catcher, Ryan. Humphreys pitch on a 5-4. He walks him. So Humphreys not faring much better than Hannon. And the Red Sox will bat around here in the 5th as they send Jim Lonborg to the plate. Humphreys pitch on a 4-6. He struck him out. Waved at and missed. That'll do it, but 4 big ones for the Red Sox on, count 'em, 3 hits, 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 8-2. As I said, a lot of runs lately. Lonborg rated 7 for endurance, gets ready to go to work in the bottom of the 5th. Senators will have the top of the order. Blasingame to start things off. He's 1 for 2 today. Lonborg delivers the 3-8 single to 10. He just does squeak it past Jones on the 10. And Blasingame's 2 for 3 today. Valentine 2 for 2 stepping in. Lonborg throw over to first. Blasingame back to the bag. Now comes set. Pitch to Valentine, a 6-8 left-hander. Fly ball to straightaway left. That's Yastrzemski. Glides over to it and makes the catch. 1 down. That'll bring up Savarin. He's 0 for 2 today. Lonborg's pitch to the left-hander is a 5-8 grounder to second. That's going to be 2. It's Jones to Petroselli to Scott, inning over. Whoops, hang on. I got to get the pitcher's card back in there in the right order. All Red Sox today. It looks like another laugher. Jones RBI. Homer, we had a single walk hit by a pitch. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thanks, Perry. That's one of those things I don't worry that much about because, of course, when I enter the game manually, it would pick that up. Petroselli, who led off the last inning with a home run, will lead this one off. Humphrey's ready to go now. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-5 right hand. It's a high fly ball to left, and we've got a leaner on the 20. It's going to be a re-roll. 1-3. 5-5, it's a fly ball to left field, caught by Howard. So Petroselli gave it a ride. The batter will be Gosker. Jim Gosker 2 for 3 today. Humphreys into the windup. It's a 2-9 right-handed. Struck him out. Humphreys looking much better this inning, but perhaps too little too late. And here's Yastrzemski. Humphreys into the windup. 6-7 lefty is a grounder to second X. That's Blasingame. 4E14. Ranges to his left on a 5. He's not going to get there. That's into right field for a 2-out single. Yastrzemski's second hit of the afternoon. Different battery now. -1 Humphreys, +2 French. He has 16. He'll be held at 14. And the batter will be George Scott. Scott will swing away. Humphreys pitch on a 1-7. Grounder to short, but it's a runner held. So A+ is a single 2 stars. Yastrzemski all the way to third. That'll get Tony C up here in the 6th. 1 for 3, a big triple in the first. Humphreys rated 3 for relief endurance, so no issues there. Checks the runners. The pitch to Tony is a 3-2, and he hits him. The second batter hit by Humphreys. And that loads the bases. Just the second time Canigliaro's been plunked this season. Bases loaded, 2 down, and the batter is Dalton Jones. Humphreys a deep breath now. Into the windup, a 3-10 liner right into the glove of Brinkman, and that'll do it. They leave the bases loaded, no runs, 2 hits, 3 left. And hello there to Cleveland baseball fan. One of my best friends is a Cleveland baseball fan, matter of fact. And this guy, let me tell you something. You want to know somebody who's up on all the prospects, not just Cleveland, but every team. I'm looking for a scouting report. He's my go-to guy. Okay, Senators will try to climb back into this one. Frank Howard will start it off. Frank, 2 for 2. Ron Borg delivers a 5-8 right-handed swung on and miss, strike 3. Down goes Howard. One down, the batter will be Jim King. Ron Borg with the windup. Here's the pitch. 6-4, lefty, grounder to short X. That's going to be Petrocelli. 2E38, slow roller. Rico charges it on a 1, and he cannot make the play. It's going to be an infield single. That'll be a tough chance for anybody. Here is Nen. One thing I do know, Cleveland, a pitching development machine, right? Nen 0 for 2. Lonborg looking from the stretch, comes in with a 3-8 grounder down to first, hard hit. Scott goes to Petrocelli for 1. Back to Scott. It's the 3-6-3 double play. And the Senators go down in the 6th. All Boston today, 8-2 through 6. Humphreys rated 3 for endurance. Will try to go 3. He'll be due to bat 3rd in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom 3rd of the order for Boston as we go to the 7th. Foy 2 for 3 today. Humphreys gets the sign from French. Here's the pitch. It's a 1-11, a high fly ball to left field. Backing up is Howard at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Joe Foy. Second home run for the Red Sox. The score is now 9 to, whoops, hang on. 111. Yep, it is. 111 homer to 14. It's a 7. That's number 7 for Foy. Here's Mike Ryan now. Humphreys comes in there with a 2-12 liner right into the glove of Blasingame. Liner to second, 1 down. And Lonborg will bat here in the 7th. Humphreys pitched to the right-hander. 1-9, he struck him out. Here's Petrocelli with 2 down. Humphreys delivers a 5-8 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Humphreys ends his day in style with 2 strikeouts. He did give up a home run to Foy to make the score 9-2. And as we stretch for the 7th, I should have asked this sooner, but anybody have a trivia question for us? Of course, you regulars know by now what I'm going to do. It's coffee time. And we'll check in on Mookie. I had to find him first. Turns out he's right in front of me. Yep. Camouflaged on the back of the chair. Pretty quiet day for Mookie. Yeah, no, the AL Central doesn't seem to want to spend any money. Yates, huh? I don't even know what to say. Do they need another reliever? I mean, as a fan, I can't say I'm not happy about it, but when is enough enough, right? Cleveland has a question. May 27th, 68. Wow. So that means they would have broken in around 88. 86 to 90, somewhere in there. You know, I have no idea. Anyway, back to this one. My coffee's ready. And welcome to Tag Jim, a new face here in the chat. At least as far as my memory serves. This is the point where if the game was closer, I would think about batting for the computer-only French. Things being what they are, he's going to hit. 1 for 2 today. Lonborg comes in with a 6-11, and it's a base hit into left field. How about that? French is 2 for 3. He came into the game with 2 hits to his name, and he adds on 2 more today. And then it's a hint from Cleveland. Boston prospect, never played for them. Here's Brinkman now, 0 for 1 with a walk. Lonborg working out of the stretch. It's a 3-9 righty. That's a base hit into left field. And now one more hitter walk will fatigue Lonborg. French holds at second. And that's going to get him moving around in the Boston bullpen. A lot of wiggle room at 8-2 as Dick Radatz begins throwing. Radatz, who will be traded before long, and now we'll have a batter for Humphreys. We can close the book on Hannon. We should have closed the book on Hannon a long time ago. 7 runs. For Humphreys, 4 hits, 2 runs. Walked 1, hit 2. Holy cow. Struck out 4. I'm thinking about it. Let's see what happens. No one has come up with the second player yet. Let's see who's going to bat here. The Senators will send up Ken McMullen to hit for Humphreys. McMullen pinch hit in this game in real life. McMullen comes in at 240, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. One more hit or walk will fatigue Lonborg. He checks the runners. The windup and the pitch to McMullen struck him out. On a 1-7, down goes McMullen. And the batter will be Blasingame. Don 2 for 3 today. Lonborg set. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-10 right-handed base hit into center. That's an open single. French could try to score, but he won't. They'll hold him at third and the bases will be loaded. And that's going to fatigue Lonborg. Here comes Billy Herman, and that's going to do it. So Lonborg runs out of gas here in the 7th. He goes 6 1/3. Gave up 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 hits. Walked only 1. Struck out 3. Radatz jogging in. What's wrong with this? What the heck is going on with my baseball reference? They must be having an issue or something. I can't get it on either computer. For Radatz, 0-1 with a save, a rather high 6.1 ERA. He's going to inherit a bases loaded 1 out situation. Red Sox lead at 8-2. Washington trying to make it interesting. And here's Fred Valentine, 2 for 3. Radat's ready to go to work now. The full windup. The pitch is a 2-6. That's going to be a 2-star single. French will score. Brinkman right behind him. All the way to third goes Blasingame, and suddenly it's 8-4. Batter will be Saverin. Bob 0 for 3 today. Infield at double play depth. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-7. Fly ball to center field. It's a B question mark. Gosker makes the catch. Blasingame can tag. 13-15. Gosker a 0. Score is 9-4. No, they won't take the chance. Especially not considering who's coming up. So in a 9-4 game, runners at the corners, 2 down. Big Frank Howard strides to the plate. Frank 2 for 3 today. He could get him back into this one with one swing of the bat. Here's Radat's pitch to Howard. It's a 5-7. That's a double to 5, 2-star single, and another run scores. Blasingame scores easily. Valentine all the way to third. Give Howard an RBI on the play. And it's 9-5, Boston. I think this was more along the lines of what Franklin had in mind, and probably many a few others as well, including myself. Jim King will be the batter. He's the team's home run leader with 8. 9-5, 2 down. Radat's pitch to King is a 2-3. It's a base hit into center field, an open single. That'll drive in a run. Valentine scores. Howard will hold at second. Four runs have crossed the plate for the Senators here in the 7th. That's going to get them stirring again in the Boston pen. Let's see who's coming up. Ken Sanders throwing down there. And Washington will bat around here in the bottom of the 7th. 9-6 now. Dick Nen represents the tying run at the plate. Didn't think I'd be saying that today. Radat set now. The pitch to Nen is a 3-6. Ground ball to second base. Jones has it. Flips to Scott, and the side is retired. 4 runs for the Senators. On count 'em, 6 hits. They leave a pair. After 7 innings of play, it's 9-6 Red Sox. Gosker, Yastrzemski, and Scott do. That's why I waited on the Washington pitcher. If it had stayed 9-2, I was thinking about bringing our buddy Jim Duckworth in. But we've got a game again. And instead, they're going to go to the lefty, Dick Lines. Lines, no record, 2 saves, 3.86 so far. Looks like everybody gives up. Traded for Larry Anderson. Bagwell. Right? Yep. Boy, that's got to be one of the worst trades in history, doesn't it? My goodness. It'll be Gosker, Yastrzemski, and Scott for Boston here in the 8th. Dick Lyons ready to go to work now. The left-hander Lyons and deals on a 2-6. Struck him out. Gosker fans for the second time today. And here's Yastrzemski. Yaz 2 for 3 with a walk. The pitch from Lyons is a 6-11, a fly ball to right field X. That's going to be king. A good outfielder, 2E5. And here's the play. On an 18, he makes the play. That'll bring up Scott with 2 down. 2 for 2 today. Lyons into the windup. 4-9 right-handed, swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 Ks in the inning for Lyons. 1, 2, 3 go the Sox. Things could get interesting here, if they haven't already. And Boston's going to make a change. They've seen enough of Radats. Ken Sanders will come in. Three hits and a run. No walks, no strikeouts. So that means 5 runs charged to Lonborg. What? Right, Thomas. Yeah, at least Alexander did something. Now they will bat for French. A computer-only card. We've done our due diligence with him. He's played his 7 innings, had his 3 at-bats. And the Senators will send up Willie Kirkland to bat for him. Paul Casanova will take over at catcher. Willie, a left-handed batter. Sanders gets the sign from Ryan. .611 left-handed, and he walks him. So Kirkland draws the walk to lead off the bottom of the 8th. And the batter will be the shortstop, Eddie Brinkman. Yeah, I heard they're getting rid of one of their flavors. I can't remember which one. Eddie 1 for 2 with a walk. Sanders working from the stretch, comes set. The pitch is a 1-9, struck him out. Now we'll have a batter for Lyons. Lyons, a perfect inning with 2 strikeouts. Kirkland on first with 1 away. And the batter will be Bob Chance. Things getting thin on the Senators' bench. Chance, a lefty. Comes in hitting just 167 with a pair of RBIs. Sanders from the stretch, 6-7, grounder to second base X. That's Dalton Jones, a 4.34. Result of the play is a 7, and he makes the play. Only play is to first base as the runner advances. And it will be up to Don Blasingame. Kirkland on second with 2 away. Blasingame 3 for 4 today. Sanders checks the runner. The pitch a 3-7, and he loses him ball 4. Down to first trots Blasingame. And once again, the tying run will come to the plate. And it will be their leading hitter, Fred Valentine. He came into the game hitting .304. He's 3 for 4 today, 3 RBIs. It really feels like this is the chance for Washington. Sanders trying to close out this inning. The pitch to Valentine on a 5-9, swung on and missed, strike 3. No runs, no hits, 2 left on. And Sanders gets out of the jam. New pitcher for Washington. And that will be Casey Cox. Casey, a right-hander. 2 and 4 on the year, 3.75. And some of the fans head for the exits after that inning. Canigliaro, Jones, and Foy due up. Casey Cox has completed his warm-ups. And before we get going, I want to thank everybody for watching. Also want to point out my shameless plug. I've looked at some of my stats, and 37% of my viewers are not subscribed. I don't think that applies to anyone in here, but if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps the channel. Okay, 9th inning. Canigliaro, 1 for 3. He was plunked his last time up by Humphreys. Cox into the windup, 4-6, fly ball to straightaway left, Frank Howard under it, and he puts it away. Dalton Jones, the batter now. The pitch from Cox is 6-7, second base X, that's Blasingame, 4E14. Here's the play on an 8, E-range. It's a 3 on a 14. This could be trouble, and he can't handle it. That's going to be an error on Blasingame. First error of the day. Jones reaches. And here's Joe Foy. 3 hits, homered his last time up. Cox from the stretch. 4, 5. Grounder to short X. Another chance to get out of it. Could be 2 with Brinkman, a 2E29. Here's the play on a 12. It's the E range. An 8 on a 29. He makes the double play. It's Brinkman to Blasingame to Nen. Fantastic play by Brinkman. And the side is retired. Who's in left? Yastrzemski. And George Smith will come in and take over at second base for Jones. Defensive replacement for Boston. Second base today for the Red Sox, Smith and Jones. Smith a 2E28. It's up to Sanders. Savarin, Howard, and King due for the Senators here as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. That's a great story, Thomas. A Hall of Fame pitcher in the middle rounds. How about that? Bob Savarin will start it off. He's 0 for 4, batting left-handed against Sanders. Sanders with the pitch, 5-7. It's a double to 9, but on the 20, it's going to hang up in right for Tony Conigliaro, 1 down. Here's Howard, 3 for 4 today. Sanders gets the sign from Ryan. The windup, the pitch is a 5-2. Fly ball to deep left field. Yastrzemski back just shy of the track, hauls it in. And Washington down to their last out. It'll be Jim King. King 2 for 4 today. Sanders trying to close it out. Here's the pitch. It's a 6-10. Fly to center X. That's Gosker. 3E3. Trying to track it down on an 8. It's the error range. The roll an 8 on an E3, and the ball game is over. Gosker makes the play, 8X. 1-2-3 goes Washington in the 9th, and as we thought, the 8th inning was their shot. As Franklin said, you could hear the air leaving the balloon then. So 9-6 is the final, and I'll have the totals for you in just a moment. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. At least they made it interesting, Ben. It was 9-2 at one point. Sanders 2 innings. He led by 3. Sanders does pick up a save here. Walked 2, struck out a pair. For Ken Sanders, that's his first save of the year. Jim Lonborg, who didn't pitch well, but well enough to win, he's 2-2. Hannon, of course, takes the loss. He's 0-1. Tony C., huh? 1 for 4 with a triple. I don't know about that one. I'm not dismissing it entirely. How about Foy? 3 hits, a homer, and 3 RBIs. For the Red Sox, 9 runs, 13 hits, no errors. For Washington, 6 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. Several good performances by Boston hitters. Howard had 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Valentine, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. On the strength of the 3 RBIs, I'm going to award it to Joe Foy. You could go a number of ways with that one. I want to thank everybody once again for watching. Let's take a look ahead on the schedule. I may not be able to, actually. Let's see if this will come back. Isn't that something? That's true, Perry. All of a sudden, I cannot get Baseball Reference to come up. The server has reported a gateway timeout error. Whoops, okay, here it comes. May the 29th, first game on the day is Atlanta at Chicago. That's what we'll have tomorrow, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. If I can get this website to cooperate, I'll give you the starting pitchers for tomorrow. Well, it's a mess. So anyway, we got lucky to get that, I guess. To get the information we got. Atlanta at Chicago. Hope to see you all here. I'm going to check out now. I want to wish everybody a great evening. Thanks again for watching. Take care, everybody.